These guys are practicing. Very good. Table, bench. So which of these tents do I go to? Mobile kitchen. All right. Headquarters. All right. So I guess I go this way then.
Now where is my pepper? Did it sprout out and run away? Ah, there it is.
Come on, come on. Run a little bit, please. Get the lid out. Is this the place I want to be? Salutations. Legionnaire. Yeah, never mind. I'll take my leave.
Farewell.
I'll take my leave and I will just walk in this door.
Greetings! These stores are for our Legion troops. Rivalon's finest work up mighty fine appetite serving the seven.
Oh, okay. Here, chicken, chicken, chicken. Bark, 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 bark. Don't let that chicken escape. She's already on the menu for tonight. Isn't it a chicken's destiny to be eaten? We should catch it and give it back to the cook. Yeah, sure, why not? True story indeed. Perhaps we too can have a bite later. Rock! oh, he killed it already. I was gonna help you out there, guy, but you already beat me to it. So Cook Morris. Phew, that was close. Thanks for catching Fidgety Jack here. Guess she got nervous when I mentioned drumsticks. Let's have that bird then, shall we? Our troops are mighty hungry. All right, so I got to pick it up then, I guess. All right, and then just give it to him. Aha! Come to see what delectable dish I have created from that pesky poultry, have you? Yeah, what's the latest gossip? As far as I'm concerned, Arhu's wasting his time with those skeletons to the north. The orcs are the real threat. They just don't know when to cry uncle. At this rate, we'll be facing a trickle of bloodthirsty sorties for the rest of our days. Sure, I don't think I really need to talk to this guy too much. So I will take my leave. And at some point I will take all there is to take. So I know that this is it really worth going upstairs? Let's just look. Why not? Kitchen mess hall. Quartermaster. Alright, what does the quartermaster have to say?
Can I help you?
Well, Source Hunter, you've come to the right place, you have. I've got every style of equipment to fit you from head to foot, if it's a trade you're after. Yeah, not really right now. So... what is that? Cooking pot, identifying glass... chest, alright, whatever. So let's come back out here and then go to where we need to be. I think I've stalled long enough here. Where do I go? How do I get over there? Oh, I don't want to set a marker. It's nice that I can set a marker though. I guess I gotta go this way, huh? Okay, just keep walking. Keep walking. There we go. That's the way you do it. One foot after the other. Alright, so what is here? Door. Legionnaire. I guess I can just open the door.
Can I help ya?
How can the Legion serve you today, Source Hunter? Open a city gate, if you please. You don't look like you're quite ready to head out into the undead-infested wilds to me. You may have the right number of champions in your party, yet in experience I think you are most probably lacking. Of course, the choice of yours, but are you sure you want to venture out? Okay, no, this is the actual gate. Alright.
Farewell.
Oh, I see. It's this building. So how does one get into this building? I gotta walk all the way around? Really? This is just poor city planning right here. Very poor city planning. Alright. Getting an exercise, though. So, door? Alright. Yep, walk inside, please. Thank you. Ah, Legion headquarters. Finally! Ooh, what's this? Oh, that's the cellar. Never mind. Alright. Let's talk to whoever we gotta talk to. I guess... Is he in here? Because that would be very... That would be very convenient. Yes, Arius's office. Alright.
Can I help ya?
What have we here, then? A so-called source hunter, eh? Ha! Look, do what you must in Sisal, but don't make waves, and don't interfere with the Legion's affairs, you hear? I have enough on my mind running expeditions into hostile territory. Tell me about yourself. I am Captain Arius, if you must know, leader of the Legion of Sisal, by which I mean I have the enviable task of commanding a battalion of walking dead, for I fear it may well be but a matter of time before the undead undo all my soldiers and turn them into driveling hordes of their own, misshapen number. I'd like to discuss Jake's murder. Gods above, some politician snuffs it and everybody's in an uproar. Ridiculous. I told that wizard brat of Arhu not to bother, but he just had to send for source hunters, didn't he? Bloody magicians. They see a pigeon poop and I think sorcery's afoot. Very good. Nevertheless, I want to be kept in a loop, understand? I'm in command of this town, not Mayor Cecil, not Arhu, and definitely not some hotshot source hunter. So investigate Jake's deaths if you feel so inclined, but report back to me the moment you discover something out of the ordinary. The scene of the crime is over at the King Crab Inn. You can tell the guard you have my permission to enter. Now off with you. In regards to Esmeralda. Esmeralda is Jake's wife. Well, widow. Everyone in the town, down to the crabs on the beach, is convinced she killed him. Now the girl has a reputation of being a flirt. There is that. But that doesn't suffice as evidence, wouldn't you say? Or do source hunters rely on hearsay alone, perhaps? That certainly wouldn't explain some of the cock-ups you have made up in the past. What? You're going to stand there and claim with a straight face your order never wrongly tortured and executed anyone? Hardly. But I won't stand for such nonsense. If you'll bring evidence before me, I shall evaluate it with perfect objectivity. The Legion relies on reason, you see, not idle superstition. Let's talk about the undead. Listen, you may be here for other matters entirely, but if there is one useful thing you can actually do around here, it's to stick at your nose into the affairs of the undead. The stench will likely make you gasp for air, but between you and me, those 7 worthless gods up there, it's about time someone other than the Legion gives this charade a shot. I can only hope some fresh ideas are coursing through that source-obsessed brain of yours, and that they will take root before the undead scoop up those same brains from out of your shattered skulls. They seem to be a bit weaker in the West, as a good as place as any to start if you want to flex your muscles. I'd like to ask some questions concerning the Legion. The Legion is none of your concern, but fine, go ahead. I wanted to discuss the expeditions into hostile territory you mentioned. The bravest of the brave went out looking for the source of the undead. Volunteers are all those men, for that is the pact we made. The walking dead spawn in endless number, but someone or something must be responsible for each and every one of the miserable buggers. And that is why the Legion is making renowned efforts to locate this accursed fountainhead of death. Too long have we been on the defensive. It is time for action. Even if it claims more Legion lives, souls of steel to a man, any soldiers. They fight by the lighthouse, they fight by the burial mounds, and they fight by the old church. Gods grant that they may find a rotten root from which these scuffling monsters spring, and that they may fulfill their missions. So in regards to the lighthouse, there's a lighthouse to the west, up on the bluffs overlooking the sea. No man has gone there in a decade, and yet a light shines forth from its pinnacle every night. The locals say it's haunted, and if there's ghouls involved, perhaps necromantic magic is in play as well. 6 legionnaires have gone to find out. So far, I can but hope they are safe. So about the burial mounds. There are ancient funeral grounds all over the place north of the city. Good as a place as any to start looking for necromancers, wouldn't you say? Doesn't exactly take a genius to figure that one out. Some local archaeologist offered to tag along with the men. Here's hoping his knowledge on the subject may prove to be a boon. And the church? Well, there's a church to the northeast of here, built atop the very place where once stood a temple dedicated to the source. The Castellians raised it and built a church for the seven, supposedly to symbolize the victory of the gods over evil sorcery, or some such superstitious mumbo-jumbo. Anyway, when the dead rose, that is where they first were spotted, which makes it a likely candidate to house the origin of the outbreak. May the soldiers make it there and back again unscathed. Additional questions? If you must. The orcs. I'd say they are looking for weak spots in our defenses. They can't quite make an attack over land for fear of Ahu's magical machines, so they are trying their luck by sea. They won't succeed, though. Not against the Legion. So your main problem is the undead? Bravo! Figured that one out, did you? I haven't been stuck here for 2 years because we're being besieged by fluffy kittens, you know? Those brain-festing freaks out there keep on coming, and it takes all the sword arms and all of Ahu's half-baked contraptions to keep them at bay. Keeping them at bay, that is all we do, were that I could break their backs once and for all. You mentioned a pact you made with your legionnaires. So I did. The Pact of Volunteers. Not a single of my men and women wants to remain in Sisal, and frankly, I can't blame them. Which is why I personally sign their transfer orders the moment they make it back from a mission behind enemy lines. The chances of survival during those sorties are about 1 in 10, you see, and that is the reason I don't simply order my legionnaires to go on expeditions any longer. Every soldier can volunteer, and if they are successful, they bought themselves a boat ride home. Arhu tells me he suspects a sect might be at work around Sisal. Did I talk to Arhu already? Apparently I did. I don't know. Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat, licking God's knows which body parts. Sex, sorcerers, he'll be seeing flying carpets next. Oh, I love it. I love it. So let's change the subject. And I'll take my leave. Okay, very good. We got a bunch of quests finally. I've talked to the right person eventually. Is there anything else over here I should know about? There is an upstairs. And I'm kind of curious as to what is up here. I could steal from the Legion. That seems like a reasonable thing to do. There's all kinds of manner of machinery up here. I guess this is where Arhu. Oh, here he is. He's a cat. Okay. Yeah, Sauce Hunter, welcome to my most humble atelier. No need to look so flabbergasted. It is I, Arhu, in my other rather preferred guise. Well, so that now that cat is out of the bag, what can I do for you? Let me hang on. Let me take another swig of water here. Very good, very good. Oh, whew. This is tiring. I must say. So what can I do for you? How about you tell me a bit more about yourself? Meow, but certainly. What would you like to know? Who, or rather, what are you? Meow, but I am a wizard, a guardian of man and beast, and indeed I am both. My body, like any other, is bound to a temporal decay, but my spirit is a speck of light that shone forth from the eternal sun that is the cosmic soul. Meow. Meow, my task upon this earth is to protect the heart of nature, the very antithesis of which is the intrigue spun by demons and directions of the dead. Hence my involvement in Sisal. Meow, you see, once My one desire is to witness a world in which every mother looks around her and purrs with calm contentment, for she knows that her chicks or children, her cubs or calves, will grow up without knowing the meaning of menace, the enfeeblement of fear. Meow, to my great regret, none of them purr as yet. So you can take the guise of a cat and prefer it over your human form. Yeah, something like that, yes. Polymorphing has always been a hobby of mine, and I use it quite often. Does it surprise you that I favor my feline figure? Ha! Oh, it does many. Meow, but then again, you haven't experienced just how far certain boundaries are pushed back when you tread upon the realm of instinct. Even articulate speech, perhaps humanity's greatest asset, cannot give expression to something so inextricably innate. Meow, but it's handy to speak in more than meows, no question. Opposable thumbs, I couldn't brew potions or make machines without them. This I freely admit. Meow, but to be out of sight, out in the night, to stalk on silent paws and hunt with only the moon as your witness. You couldn't have possibly imagined the thrill. Isn't it dangerous to polymorph like you do? What if you get stuck in another form? Meow, but that will never happen. Granted, a witch could make the polymorph permanent if she'd enchant me in my cat guise, but I'll just have to be careful around witches, won't I? Meow, I am my own reward, you know, but I don't intend to become anyone's familiar. Let's talk about Source Hunter business. Meow, by all means. Let's discuss Jake's murder. Of course. Hope your investigation fares well. What happened the night of the murder? Meow, I can but piece together what few morsels fell from the grapevine into a rather disappointing meal, I'm afraid. Meow, they say a woman arrived in the King Crab Inn some time after midnight. She retired to the room on the ground floor where she was soon joined by a man who had been nursing the same cup of wine for hours. Meow, I say man and woman because both of them were cloaked and recognized by none. About an hour later, another figure arrived, headed for the same room. Soon after, a terrible commotion erupted, and the thundering light of magic was witnessed by the few remaining patrons. Meow, it took a while for the landlord to pluck up the courage to enter the mystery room. When finally he did, he found Jake there, dead. Meow, how and why he came to be there, no one knows, but I had good look around the scene of the crime before the Legion barred anyone from entering. The traces of magic I felt were vile. Source, no doubt. Who, in your opinion, are the suspects? Meow, I myself have none, even though the rest of the town has already mentally tried and convinced Jake's wife Esmeralda, and convicted Jake's wife Esmeralda. Meow, now it may well be established that she is in fact the guilty party. I'm not claiming that I'm certain she's innocent, but let's just say that if I really thought this murder case would be so easily resolved, I wouldn't have sent for source hunters. Is there more you can tell me about the strangers that seem to be in league with the orcs? Meow, I can't say much more, but that they are madmen, all the more dangerous to us because of their allegiance with what should be a natural enemy. You won't see me teaming up with a terrier in a hurry. I'd like to ask you further questions. What can we do about the undead? Those who are rising the undead dwell among us. They simply must be. But even though I have spent many a night leaping from tree to rooftop, watching on as citizens stagger from home from the inn or simply burn the midnight oil, I haven't spied a single soul worthy of true suspicion. Meow, the enemy is wily. They know us better than we know them, and they've found ways to avoid both direction and distrust. And yet I am somehow convinced that you may succeed where the Legion and I have failed. Call it instinct. Someone mentioned one of your failed experiments. Yeah, one of them failed? Who is the mongrel that dares to question my engineering expertise? I take it the mutt in question was referring to the Sparkmaster 5000. It isn't failing, it just became... well, it became self-aware. Frightfully annoying when that happens. Meow, you know what? Here's the remote access device with which I use to control it. There's a manual for that somewhere around here, too. yours if you can find it. I really should invite Victoria one of these days so she can help me organize my mess of a library. You seem to have a bit of an orc problem, do you not? Meow, you have a flair for the understatements, Hunter. I'm sure they are but a minor nuisance in the eyes of a born warrior, but to the Legion they are green-skinned death incarnates. Meow, until they conclude what mischief they intend to see through, or, less likely, they are conclusively defeated, we can but bar the gates and hole up like mice while the cats are on the prowl. How did you design those magical ballistae of yours? Meow, a mere trifle for one with the intellect of a feline and the engineering skills of a human. You'll basically just construct a classic ballista, add 100% legally obtained, self-regenerating source of destructive magic to it, and Bobcat's your uncle. I'll take my leave. My leave. Oh, very good. Oh man, I'm. In case it isn't blindingly obvious, I am very much enjoying myself here. I haven't killed a damn thing in hours, and yet I am enjoying the hell out of myself. Where? So where is this book that he said to look at? There's a book around here that I apparently can take without taking, steal without stealing. But it does not. Meow. It does not. Universal. Oh, here it is. Universal Controller Instruction Manual. Can I grab that without? Let's see if I can grab it. There we go. All right. So, where is that at? Here we go. Shall read it. Welcome to the Yahoo Spank. I knew I was going to do it. The Spankmaster 500, but it's not what it says. Welcome to the Yahoo Sparkmaster 5000 Universal Controller Instruction Manual. With a Universal Controller in hand, you can give your beloved weapon of mass destruction various commands. Here are some of our customers' favorites. Angry, Happy, Angry, Berserk Mode. Angry, Angry, Sleepy, Self-Destruct Mode. Sleepy, Sleepy, Happy, Weapons Deactivation Mode. Angry, 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 Universal Controller Deactivation Mode. Happy, 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 Party Mode. Woohoo! Have fun. Alright. Very good. There's so much character in this game, I gotta say.